Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Storm Tracker 4 locked onto a healthy line of storms on the west side of the state. We'll tell you what time to expect it and look at the very cold air behind it.
Her planned kidnapping plot sent shockwaves all throughout the country.
We didn't have any impact in terms of our schedule.
And now she's opening up to us about what she credits with keeping her safe.
But first, breaking news in the battle over Governor Whitmer's emergency orders.
The Michigan Supreme Court has denied the state's request for a transition period to keep those orders intact until October 30th. This comes after the court ruled on October 2nd that a 1945 law the governor was drawing from to issue orders was unconstitutional. Last week, the state's Health and Human Services Department issued its own emergency orders that restrict gathering sizes, require masks in public spaces, and limit capacity in businesses.
Also topping the news at 5, Michigan's battle against coronavirus. The weekend numbers are out. 1,809 new cases reported in the past 48 hours. That averages out to a little more than 900 per day. Along with that, 7 more Michiganders have lost their lives to COVID-19. We're also getting new numbers on coronavirus outbreaks in Michigan schools.
This week, 26 new schools reported 2 or more cases. Here in Metro Detroit, that includes Father Gabriel Richard High School with 12 cases. And Michigan State University leads the state with 1,531 total cases. Overall, a total of 5,151 cases are linked to Michigan schools.
The rising numbers have caused the research group COVID Act Now to label Michigan as high risk for a worsening outbreak. It's the first time we've been in that category since the end of July. Health experts say it's another indicator the state is starting to lose its tenuous grip on the virus.
You don't have to be an epidemiologist to see the numbers in Michigan are heading in the wrong direction. This graph shows the 7-day moving average for COVID-19 cases. On Saturday, it was over 1,000 for the first time since April 17th. A lot has changed since April, though. On April 17th, the state was reporting the results of just over 6,000 people. 17.76% of those people tested positive. On October 9th, Michigan was testing more than 45,000 people with just over 4% testing positive. The World Health Organization says the positivity rate should be at or below 5%, so our testing is meeting that mark. On April 17th, 134 Michiganders died from COVID-19. Deaths in recent months have been much lower but steady, with about 5% of patients dying from their illness. Unlike April, the UP is now a major focus of concern, with multiple counties, shown in red here, experiencing active or imminent local outbreaks. COVID Act Now says the rapid increase in new cases and a growing infection rate both indicate Michigan as a state at high risk of a larger outbreak as well. Researchers say contact tracing is also falling behind, estimating just 18% of Michigan's new cases are being traced within 48 hours, far too few to effectively stop the spread.
And the number of hospitalized COVID patients in Michigan has nearly doubled in the last 3 weeks. And the number of COVID patients on ventilators is more than 100 for the first time since August 3rd. Experts say Michigan's ICU capacity is sufficient right now, but the overall trend of rising cases is very concerning. Our other top story tonight, Governor Whitmer is opening up about the plot to kidnap her and what she's crediting with helping to keep her safe.
13 men remain in custody for what the feds are calling an intricate plot to overthrow the Michigan government. Victor Williams joins us now. And Victor, she credits multiple factors here for keeping her protected.
Yes, that's right, Jason. Multiple factors that include following her own stay-at-home orders. It's because of that she was actually at home and not out and about. But who knew doing that would keep her from threats other than the virus?
State police is in charge of my security, and I've never felt unsafe, so I'm keeping a regular schedule and I'm not going to be deterred.
Governor Whitmer opening up to Local 4 about hearing the plot of multiple hate groups planning to kidnap her recently.
Seen ample information about the people involved in this plot and all of the political activity that has taken place. They were on stage with leaders from the Republican leaders from the legislature in recent months.
The governor says she never felt any immediate danger, but credits state police for making sure she was safe. However, she had no idea of the full attack these men were planning.
We didn't have any impact in terms of our schedule. I was briefed by the state police based on the allegations that were surrounding me. I was not aware of other aspects to what the plot was all about.
Yet one thing remains clear, her disapproval of our leader not speaking out against these types of groups to begin with.
And when the leader of our country doesn't condemn it, when they actually say words that could encourage it, it creates an inherently dangerous situation for all of us. These are domestic terrorists that are intimidating and threatening their fellow Americans.
And just today, the governor was out campaigning for the re-election of State Representative Lori Pohutsky, so she definitely has faith in the people that are keeping her safe. Reporting live tonight, Victor Williams, Local 4.
All right, Victor, thanks. Coming off a nice weekend, we have the threat of storms on this Monday.
Yeah, let's get over to Ben for an update on the timeline here. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Kim and Jason, we're watching this line, which is pretty robust right now. You can see there's plenty of lightning strikes along this line. And some of those colors are a little bit on the orange and red side, indicating that there are some downpours in there. Also, Storm Tracker 4 is picking up a little bit of hail. Those are the pink shades. You can see a stretch there just south of Grand Rapids and also coming in off the lake. Now, I think that's probably going to go away because by the time that these storms get here, it is going to be after dark. Wind speeds, not great. You can see some of those are about 25, 30 miles per hour right along that leading edge. So we'll keep our eyes on that as we go forward. Otherwise, expect those to roll into the west zone by about 8 p.m. tonight. Should be exiting the east side by about midnight. Temperatures falling from 70 to the upper 50s. Next couple days, not a lot to look at. Thursday, we've got another chance of rain, but that Friday, moderate impact for cold. We'll talk about the chilliest air of the season on its way to Metro Detroit coming up in a few minutes, guys.
All right, Ben, see you soon. Today, the Senate Judiciary Committee began its hearings for the Supreme Court nomination of Judge Amy Coney Barrett.
Republicans believe they have the votes they need to get Judge Barrett confirmed, and they want to do it before Election Day. Democrats are putting up a fight, but know they can only go so far. Susan McGinnis is on Capitol Hill tonight.
Jason and Kimberly, in this first day of confirmation hearings, Republicans made it clear they want a fight over religion. Democrats remained focused on health care, and Judge Amy Coney Barrett trying to find a narrow lane in the middle.
So help you God.
Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett today making her case to fill the seat once held by the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I have been nominated to fill Justice Ginsburg's seat, but no one will ever take her place.
President Trump's third nominee today saying she plans to stick to the words of the Constitution.
But courts are not designed to solve every problem or right every wrong in our public life.
Republicans and Democrats digging in their opening statements.
You stand accused of intending to violate your oath before you even take it.
I believe we should not be moving forward on this nomination, not until the election has ended and the next president has taken office.
Barrett is a favorite among Republicans, a conservative protege of the late Justice Antonin Scalia, a mother of 7 and a devout Catholic.
They are attacking you as a mom and a woman of faith because they cannot attack your qualifications.
But Democrats steered clear of religion, focusing instead on health care and how 6 conservative justices might rule on the upcoming challenge to the Affordable Care Act. Among senators questioning Barrett this week, vice presidential candidate Kamala Harris.
By replacing Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg with someone who will undo her legacy, President Trump is attempting to roll back Americans' rights for decades to come.
Democrats will be walking a thin line between questioning and attacking this nominee, knowing that Republicans likely have the votes to seat Amy Coney Barrett as a Supreme Court justice before the month is out. Democrats have little chance of stopping this confirmation. They're hoping to pressure Judge Barrett to recuse herself from any cases involving President Trump. In Washington, Susan McGinnis, Local 4.
All right, Susan. Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden making his first general election campaign stop in the battleground state of Ohio today.
Not long ago, the former vice president delivered remarks at the United Auto Workers Union Local 14 Hall in Toledo. He focused on his jobs and economic recovery plan.
You remind me of something my dad said. He said, Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about your place in the community. It's about respect. It's about being able to say to your kid and look him in the eye and say, everything's going to be okay. and mean it. That's what job's about. A decent paying job like the UAW provides.
After speaking at the UAW event, Biden attended a voter mobilization event in Cincinnati. Vice President Mike Pence is also campaigning in Ohio today.
Speaking of the VP, he's expected to hold a Make America Great Again event in the Grand Rapids area. The rally is slated for Wednesday at the Lax Enterprises facility, which is near the Gerald R. Ford International Airport. That will start at 12:30 p.m. We'll have much more from the campaign trail coming up at 5:30. Ahead on the 5, deja vu all over again. MSP investigating 2 new freeway shootings in the past 48 hours.
New tonight, the scene that kept I-94 closed for hours last night and what police think could be behind this violent trend. Hank.
Are you ready to save big? Amazon Prime Day quickly approaching. We have insider deals and information to help you save even more.
Online learning in Walled Lake was canceled today after hackers attacked the district. Tonight, cybersecurity experts have tips for parents to keep their kids safe.